this excellent opportunity to promote your business. Visit our website, ezzyspotlight.com, or call 404-594 EZZY.
The Real Goddess is available on Amazon. Get your copy today. No matter who does what it is to you, you always see the good in them. Look, Lady Boss is here. These bottles are going to go down to 16 ounces.
But it's about what is our potential.
Right.
Our potential, we can take it up 2 notches.
So come on, most women who feel threatened by you. That's their problem.
Showcasing the hidden gems and more. Ezzy Spotlight. Very informative and entertaining. Everyone has a story, but only the best are chosen on Ezzy Spotlight Podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Ezzy Spotlight podcast here live. And of course, today we have another very special guest in the studio. She's no stranger to Ezzy Spotlight. And of course, guys, when someone comes into the studio, it's because they got a very important bit of information or story to tell, or just a great business. And of course, it might just be a hidden gem. And I consider this one to be another hidden gem in the community. We're talking about the McDonough Gospel International, the McDonough International, I should say, Gospel Fest that is coming up in June of this month. And of course, guys, my guest today is, like I said, no stranger to Ezzy Spotlight, Mrs. Samantha Samuels. Welcome back to Ezzy Spotlight.
Thank you for having me again. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You know how it goes. I'm doing well, though. I'm doing good.
You're looking good as usual.
Well, thank
You
you.
know, I
Thank
gotta
you.
give you your flowers.
Listen, I got to make sure that I look right when I'm coming to your show, because it's just the standard that you set. So,
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Of course. Well, I mean, we gotta represent for each other, you know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
I really do believe that when someone is coming to your place, they gotta represent for you and vice versa. So,
Absolutely.
I think it just, it puts you on a different level if you can make that person feel like they're going to another level.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Because sometimes you need a little motivation too.
We all need a little pick me upper. So,
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So we're gonna dive right into this conversation, which I'm super excited about. Of course, I'm always just excited to talk to people in general because of the information they bring. I think it's so important for us to just dive into all of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes. And we see all those beautiful flyers and all those events that are taking place, but nobody really knows, what happens behind the scenes.
What?
We see the business, and all of a sudden we think that business is successful, not understanding what's happening behind the scenes. So you're gonna break this down for us today.
a lot of work behind the
Where do
scene.
we start?
You know what? I have an amazing team behind the scene.
Mhm.
And when you have individuals that are see your vision,
Mhm.
they don't question your vision. They're like, I want to be on it. And they fill the gap in the spaces.
Mhm.
It gives you the opportunity to continue to build and continue to think and continue to dream.
See, you're giving me goosebumps already.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People just coming up with the task,
Yeah.
making it happen.
I've been through a lot of ups and downs. I understand
Be appreciative of what you have now.
yes. And I think that's the key.
I tell people all the time, sometimes the path you carry is a journey of what's setting you up for what's ahead.
Yes.
And a lot of times we understand that we feel like we're gonna be broken, we're gonna die,
You feel like
we feel like stopping.
there
But
it
it's a-
is.
But it's a
You-
setup. It's a setup for what's ahead.
Yes, and I think when you get to that, I'm a woman of faith,
Mhm.
so perseverance, and the Bible tells you if you persevere, if you endure, just stay. Like one of the team members she gave me, she's like, read Galatians 9:6. And when I read it today, if you're doing good, don't give up and don't quit because the reward is at the end.
Right.
And so, because I've gone through that journey, I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mhm.
And now I get even all the in between. It's like, okay, number one, what do I need to learn from it?
Right.
And who do I need around me?
There you
Or
go.
if I need, at that particular time, because sometimes you just need to be by yourself when situations, yes.
Mhm.
But having it's it's been most rewarding.
How does it feel to just talk about the people around you?
it feels refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very refreshing to know that people, I believe that everyone should operate in their gift.
Right.
When I they knew me from last year when I did the gospel concert, exiting.
Right.
And when I said I want to continue to do it in the park, they said we're with you. I didn't have to pull anyone. I didn't
Right.
have to do anything. And I said, where do you see that yourself fitting in?
Exactly.
So I didn't say, oh well, I think you should do this. Nope. Everyone took their position and took what they saw, where they saw themselves,
Right.
and fit perfectly like a perfect puzzle.
This is really good stuff.
Yes.
This is really good
Yes.
stuff because I can't help you if I'm not used to or I'm not knowledgeable about the area of the task that you have an assignment for me for.
Exactly. And just to see everyone, like, one person I said, you might have really found your gift and that's our marketing coordinator. But all of them, but just, I said, you're a beast of this thing. And she said, you know what? I really like this. I was a little nervous at first, but
Right.
I really like it. And I think when you just allow people to, just like a bird does not like to be caged, right?
Right.
A bird likes to be free,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to give people the opportunity to be free to live in their true authentic self and gift.
Right.
And that's what I have right now. And
Absolutely.
it's, if you don't feel it, or if you don't, it's rewarding.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So once again, guys, if you're just joining us here live on the Ezzy Spotlight Live podcast, we're speaking to Mrs. Samantha Samuels, of course. She is. Is it okay to say that you are the creator of the event, or are you responsible for the?
I am.
You are. So
Yes.
you're on the brainchild behind this.
I am the brainchild behind this.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am the, yes, and it took me a while to say that. And actually, one of the team members asked to be about me. I want it to be collectively as a team.
Right.
But she said, Minister Sam, this is your baby.
This is you.
We are here helping you,
Right.
but this is your baby. And we are just here supporting your vision because we see what you're doing and we want to be a part of it. But own it. And it took me a while to just say, own it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Where did the idea come from to create the McDonough International Gospel Fest?
I'm a woman of faith. And what people don't know about me is that I've always done events. I grew up in a family that events. My dad was an event planner I hear stories.
Okay. Right.
I have done similar things like in Guyana. But and so I've just always had a passion that, what, why not bring the gospel out in the forefront?
Right.
Which we're getting ready for a name change, Nick, but
Okay.
it's
coming.
It's coming.
Right.
But why not bring that? Because that's who I am.
Right.
And why not bring those individuals? Because I think people in the, especially in the Caribbean or the international, they don't get shown a lot. They don't get seen a lot. We have to always sometimes intermingle and try to see where we fit in. And it's like, no, why not bring a space, give them a space to showcase themselves.
Right.
And I've been getting calls like, oh, I want to be a part of it,
I definitely agree because I remembered when I had the radio station on Saturdays when I did the Saturday show, I dedicated the first 30 minutes to gospel artists, and I remember getting some of the dopest. I did not even know because I still thought for a long time that the traditional type of music are the ones that were relevant for contemporary. For the contemporary industry, not knowing the music was so vast and it was so enjoyable. It was so much fun. It was so good that I had to create a segment starting off the show every Saturday with the gospel music, and I'm talking gospel reggae, the gospel hip hop, the gospel R&B. It's just a good vibe.
Yes, and that's what people don't realize. They think, oh, when you think of gospel, it's we're in a hymn and we're singing like, but we are jamming.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
Yeah.
I want people to see that on this platform. I want young people to see you can have a good time serving God.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want people to see is that you can have, and I just wanted to, give those individuals because we do not get the light, you know,
Right.
because people go, oh, you religious and you got narrow minded.
No,
No, but then you're
no.
excluding. I'm a person that, you know, and why should I be excluded?
Right.
Why should I be denied what I believe, you
Right.
know? And so that's one of the reasons why. But I was just, and which I, you know, I mentioned that to, when before I left office, that don't y'all touch that gospel. That's
Right.
mine.
Absolutely.
It's my baby.
Once again, guys, if you're just joining
Yes.
us here, I'll be speaking to Mrs. Samantha Samuels. She is the brainchild behind the McDonough International Gospel Fest. Now, you have a bunch of artists. Are they all artists that on lineup?
Yes, they are. And we actually have a few. I just got a new flyer with two more new artists that got added
So you have
on
an
the.
updated flyer.
Yes, an
Okay.
update. So I'll have to send you that one. Literally just got updated today.
So once again, so we have Jabez, is it?
Yes, Jay Baz is a, you know,
Jabez.
he's a renowned Jamaican gospel artist.
Right.
You know, Nanimus, and actually, I'll, you know, to give credit, Nanimus has been after me for so long, and I said, just wait.
The time is coming.
Wait the time exact, yeah.
Right.
You know, so last year I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it since it's my last year in office, and then we'll, because I just didn't want any, I don't want my good to be spoken evil of, if that
Right.
makes sense.
I got you.
Yeah, so I was, you know, so I'm very careful of how I do things.
Right.
And I like to do, yes,
Exactly. But I mean, you have to be strategic.
yes,
When and where and the right. You know, you may not get a chance to perform at this event, but hey, there might be another one. Most
absolutely.
likely, and this might be an opportunity, not just to perform, but we want to put you in a space where you can benefit from everything that we're putting on the stage over there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it was just, you know, learning patience, learning to, you know, sip your water just a little bit at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
And we also have Cassie.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I don't know if it was a last year they did an event at CLTV. And I just went just to kind of view, you know, just to see what's going on. And when I tell you
They were ready.
can I say this?
You
They
can say it.
mash up the place. They, and so I heard her singing, and when I tell you, her voice, and I said I want her to be one of the performers. Yeah, I want her to be one of
So
them.
you were scouting.
I was scouting. I literally was going in there. Yeah, I was scouting.
Right.
And like even one of the guys, he couldn't be on this show this year. But from last year, they're like, we want Fireman. But Fireman got booked already.
Right.
I said, we're going to have to book him for next year.
That's what I'm
But
talking about.
it was like, you know, and then you didn't feel guilty because, you know, I'm a Christian.
Right.
I'm not a
You know,
wannabe kind of Christian.
You're not a play Christian.
No, I love Jesus. I love Jesus. Yes.
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 So we also have Denise, Nicole.
Yes, yes. So we have, so all of these individual, it's Nanimus kind of manage them.
Okay.
Yes. So he's bringing that. So the two that got
He's
added,
bringing his crew.
he's bringing his crew. So I told him, I said, you know what, for this first event, you bring your crew.
Absolutely.
You know, because
This
it's already
is
already
really
there.
good.
Yes. Bring your crew.
This is really good.
Yes.
Because
So you might,
to showcase all of your gems.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
give them the spotlight so they can see the benefits of the work that they've been putting in already.
they've been putting in the work.
It's
And
like-
yes.
You know, for real, because you know how passionate I am about this. Where you know we have all these great people in our communities, who have all this great talent,
Yes.
and they don't get a chance, not one chance to perform or to showcase those skills and talents that they have.
Yeah.
It kills me.
Or they give them just, I remember when Nanimus performed at an event a few years ago and kind of like just gave them just a few minutes and then cut it. And then they apologized later, and it's like, you know, and all of those things, as I was going around to different events, it's like, where do we fit in?
Right.
And if we don't have, we need a space, you know, we need a space.
Right.
And so it was like, nope, I'm a creator by nature.
Right.
That's just why.
Absolutely.
I'm a creator, and it's like, let's just do it.
Absolutely.
Let's just do it.
So once again, guys, if you're just joining us here live on the Ezzy Spotlight podcast, or if you're just going to be seeing this at some point in time, we're speaking to Mrs. Samantha Samuels here live on the Ezzy Spotlight Live podcast. Of course, she is the creator of the McDonough International Gospel Fest that is scheduled to take place on Saturday, June 8th at 1 p.m. Of course, it's an all-day or all-afternoon event from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that event is taking place at the 110 Jonesboro Road, in McDonough. Oh, that's Alexander
Alexander Park.
West.
Yes, yes,
I didn't
yes.
see that part yet.
Yes.
Alexander Park West. So
Yes.
this is an outdoor event.
It's an outdoor event because we wanted it to be outdoors. We want and a free event because we wanted families to
Free.
just
Everybody
it's
love
free. Just come free.
Yeah.
We just need the money from the big people.
There's sponsors
Yes,
and everybody.
yes, we just need the money from the big people. But we wanted it free, and it's in a park where families could just walk, bring their lunch here, and just sit outside and just have enjoy an evening of goodness. Because there's gonna be, you're just seeing just a glimpse. That's like the half show individuals that are on there. But you have the first half. You're gonna have a fashion show. We have tambourine.
Performances and stuff like that.
Got a tambourine competition. That's what I'm excited about. Cause yeah, so we have a lot of stuff lined up. Yes.
Well, I ain't gotta ask you what it takes to put on an event. I'm responsible for many huge events here in the city that most of you guys don't even know. But I mean, I'm behind the scenes. And might see me as a DJ, but I'm responsible for more than just that. So I know what it takes to put on an event. For what do you want the people who are watching you right now to understand what is needed? What is needed for you at this point in time of the game?
Sponsorship, funding is, because we pretty much have everything in place. All we need is funding to push everything out.
Right.
So sponsorship, we still have a few more vendor spots available.
Okay.
So people can go to the McDonough, what is it? Facebook page, McDonough International Gospel Festival.
International Gospel
Yes.
Fest, yes, that's it.
Yes, and they can get information on there, or even call the number. So we have a few more vendors, but really and truly, what we really, really, really need is sponsorship.
And they can also contact you as well at
Yes.
authenticme_consulting. Of course, it's on the screen.
Yes.
So you can you can make contact with you on Instagram, and of course, the website. The website is Young Dreamers. We can talk about that as well.
Yes.
I saw that and it sparked my curiosity. I have to tell you, right? This is all good stuff, man.
Yes.
Once again, guys, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for those of you who are watching. Thank you down there, Stacy, for always supporting Ezzy Spotlight. Of course, thank you. And if you're a first-time listener to yours truly, make sure you continue to subscribe, like, follow, and tell somebody about Ezzy Spotlight. And of course, if you too like to be a guest or know someone who might be interested in being a guest here in the studio, log on to the website at ezzyspotlight.com. All right. So once again, we're talking about the McDonough International Gospel Festival, guys. I'm super excited for Mrs. Samantha on this because, again, there is a need for these type of events, and of course, there are a lot of great talents waiting for an opportunity to perform on those stages.
Yes.
And you're definitely doing that.
Yes, and you will be surprised. And it's
Absolutely.
we have to be the solution. And when we see something, we just do it.
Absolutely.
Just put it out there.
Make it happen.
Make it happen, yes.
Make it happen. All right, so we're going to transition now into the Young Dreamers International, which I'm very, very curious to learn a little bit more about that. Of course, this is all you again. You're becoming like me. I'm trying to slow down. You're trying to get a pace.
Well, Young Dreamers was established since 2020. Actually, 2019, I'm a part of the National Federations for Children with Mental Health, families with children with mental health.
I got a round of applause.
So, and that's what I said to someone, because they're like, where does this Young Dreamers came? I said, it's been sitting there.
Right.
But I didn't want to, I was in a position and I was in leadership and I wanted to finish and complete that.
Yes.
So I was doing a lot of stuff behind the scene.
Right.
Preparing. Yes. So I was doing a lot of stuff behind the scene, and now, and it focuses on young Black and brown boys, those that are maybe first-time offenders in the juvenile system, and even those that are in underprivileged communities, and giving them exposure to leadership, giving them exposure to maybe things that they have not seen. Because if we don't see it, we only act based on what we see. And if we don't give them the exposure,
they don't no belief.
They don't.
Exactly.
And so instead of us saying how bad the generation is, I want to be a part of the solutions. I am big on, okay, I hear the problem.
This has been a game changer.
I want to be a part of the solution. And so that's what Young Dreamers is. It's just to expose them and give them an avenue, something different. to show them, like individuals like yourself.
Right.
And actually, I don't know if you remember 2019 when we had the festival. It was the pre-show. You were out, yeah, you were out there, and I brought some kids. I was having an after-school program,
Right.
a summer
I think I
program.
remember that.
Yes, and I brought them, and the goal was to let them see different,
Right.
just something different. So all of that. So it's been just sitting. But now it's like time to give birth. It's
This is no, this is
Yes.
this is incredible.
yeah,
Especially in this day and age, our kids need all of the exposure
Yes.
possible. They need to be able to believe in themselves
Yes.
by witnessing what's and feeling and touching. Because a lot of times we sit down and we want to talk to the kids and hope that and expect them to understand and comprehend everything that we're saying. But at the same time, especially in this day in our society today, these kids they have to be involved.
yes,
They're hands on. They have to touch it. They have to feel it. They have to be in the middle of it
Correct.
to really grasp the whole concept of understanding. And so, yes, you give them that exposure would definitely make a difference.
yes. And if we don't influence them and we don't give them the resources, someone else is giving them.
Well, I mean, it goes the other way because they see the stuff on social media and they do those things, right? All of those negative things that they see on social media, that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
So if they never saw that, they won't be doing it. So you might as well just show them the other way.
Show them yes, because there's potential, and I just believe that is the motto is every child deserves to be heard, and I believe in, and I think for a very long time now I have two boys and a girl. My daughter keeps me extremely busy.
Right.
But I think for a long time we have silenced boys, and I want to give boys a voice, because if we don't give them a voice, they can be great fathers, great husbands, great all of the things that we're expecting
Great
them.
men.
Great men of character.
Yes.
They cannot if we're not giving them a voice.
I agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah.
Once again, this is huge.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the Ezzy Spotlight podcast. Of course, shout out to Mr. Lawrence Prescott from Caribbean Live TV. Of course, I'm gonna see you.
Hello.
I'm gonna see you in a few weeks because I will be there to talk about this other program that we have as well, which I think is a great initiative
Yes.
for Caribbean media.
Yes, I'm
personalities
loving
in
that.
Metro
Yes,
Atlanta.
yes.
Yeah, I was very excited when I got the message and said, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking about. Would you be interested?" And I immediately said yes. There was no
Yes.
hesitation in my response.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be a part of that as well.
I'm excited. I said, why you gotta do it on a Sunday? But he said, it's 4 o'clock, you should be out of church already. I said, okay, I'll be there. Because I like to take my nap. I like to go to church, come home, eat, and go to
Well,
take a nap.
Sunday is good because if you do it on a Friday or Saturday, I'm gonna be in the club somewhere. You're gonna be in the church on Sunday.
I said, you know what? They always taking our Sundays away. Like, listen, God rested on a day.
Look, and I'm trying to do better with my rest as well because this is supposed to be my rest day since I'm already booked up the entire weekend. I have multiple events on that week as well, but at the same time, I definitely feel this will be an eye opener
Yes.
for all people. Because speaking from behind this microphone, and for the many years I've been doing this, is you put things in place to be accommodating, and that has been a serious challenge. And I don't think our people understand the benefits that they have by we may be small platforms, but we look about we tell them.
I listen. That's the best thing I love about Jamaica. We lick about
Yeah.
Yes, and I think we have to the value that we bring,
Right.
and we have to bring value to each other, and we have to be cohesive. We really, really have to be cohesive.
Absolutely. So I
We
think
have
this
to,
is this is a great platform.
It's a
This
great
is
initiative.
idea.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. Once again, guys, if you're just joining us, Mrs. Samantha Samuels, she is in the studio. We're talking about the Young Dreamers International, which is another great platform she's working on. And if you just missed this conversation, of course, you can go back to it because we talked about the McDonough International Gospel Festival, which is you're just doing it. How does it really feel to be in your element now where you can actually freely create and bring all these ideas and visions to fruition?
It feels really good. I am under a leadership, my bishop, Timothy McBride, bishop designate. that tells us to spread your wings as far, that there is no limit.
Right.
I think for too long people said, oh, you should only do this or you should only do that. I have never been that person that can only do just one. But what I've learned, okay, as I'm birthing this, just like one child at a time, or if you have twins,
Right.
you nurture that.
Right.
Having an amazing team to say, okay, this is the vision. Let's nurture this. Let's push this baby out. And then once I've seen maturity, then okay, let's push something else out. So that is what I've learned over the years, because I had all these ideas and I was like, where do I go? And even today I told my husband about that. And I said, nope, I've come to the understanding. Let me birth one at a time.
Right. Which is a good idea because
Yes.
for me, and not to cut you, but
Yeah.
my experience, I've always been doing a lot.
Yeah.
Don't ask
I
me
think
why.
we were just born there. Some people are just gifted. Many are called, few are chosen. Few are chosen for these great ideas. Few are chosen to do the things that. And if you see a need, I think that's where we are. We see a need.
Right.
We want to be part of the solutions. It's who we are as a people.
You might be right about that because
Yeah.
you know how many times I said to myself, look, I gotta stop. And guess what? I may stop one thing, pick up two more.
That's exactly what I said. I was going to take a break for June because I've been, June has been for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
I've been occupied and stuff like that. And I said, oh, I'm going to take a break. But then I said, no, the momentum
Yeah.
from that gospel concert, people were just excited. Why not keep momentum going?
People called me. I've had people who called me and said, "Ezzy, yeah, man, you gotta slow down." And my response to them was, "Okay, well, the light is green. Why should I stop?"
Yeah.
Simple. Because if the light is red, I gotta stop regardless, or as I'm gonna get hit, right?
Yeah.
So if the light is green, I'm gonna keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Of course, you take self-care,
Right.
making sure that you're taking care of your mental health and your
I
self-care.
gotta do a better job with that.
Yeah, so
Real
so
talk.
that really, making sure that we're taking care of our mental health and stuff, and have people around you. Like today, one of my team members, because she heard it in my voice, and I said, I just need to get away. She was already calling me. Okay, well, you could go away this day. I said, no, I have to go away after the event.
Right.
But I just kind of need to
Yeah.
get away, just to kind of pull everything out that's in here, put it on paper,
Right.
and just look at them and said, okay, which one should I do first?
Right.
But it's just who we are.
Because I avoided doing being a part of huge events from the production standpoint for many years because people have seen me and felt like, okay, man, you have an eye for this. Can you assist?
Yeah.
And I able to successfully reject it for many years until I said, okay, well, I'm just coming to DJ. That's all I want to do. MC, DJ, I'm done. And now I'm responsible for so many events, Samantha. I'm like, okay, the negotiations for the song, light, staging, the whole logistics, the monies. Okay, this is a lot.
Just walk in your giftedness, walk in it. And, Dr. Miles Monroe, the late Dr. Miles Monroe says, the richest place is the grave because everyone takes their gift there and why? Because other people, they're looking, because someone else is saying, oh, you're doing too much, or you're this, or you're that. And it's like, you know what, just shut the noise out. Yeah, I'm that, I got a little side of me that just,
You're still Caribbean, right?
I got a little side of me. Like, just shut the noise out. If you don't want to see me, just block me.
Yeah.
You can remove yourself.
Absolutely.
But those who want to see it, they're gonna get it.
So I'm just like you. I'm just looking for my team now. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because can you only imagine of all the things that I do, for example, can you only imagine I had a strong team around me? Because I do all this by myself. Like I said, what you see is just half of what I do.
You're gifted in that area. I just knew I needed a team.
Right, yeah.
And I've been praying for, like, Lord Jesus, I have these ideas, but God, I'm not the one that can do all of that.
Right.
And I've been praying for a team, praying. And it's just amazing that
Your prayers have been answered. I'm still waiting for
yes.
I'm continuing to pray and remind God, hey,
Yes.
don't forget me over here.
and having a team where they're pushing you,
Yeah.
where they're like,
Hold on. Do I need to be pushed any further?
but they
what you
embrace,
mean.
yes, they
I know what you mean.
embrace you. They see you from a distance, and you don't even know that people are watching you.
Right.
Because that's what some of them said. They're like, oh,
You know what I think? And this is just great dialogue now because I push myself so hard is the reason why I probably don't have that team yet. Because trust me, if I push myself this hard, I will push you. And I will challenge you. No, you're helping me, but I'm gonna challenge you back. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they're a little afraid, like, I don't know if we can do
Listen,
that.
I go so hard, like, and I have no remorse on myself. Like, I don't have any, like, I don't feel sorry for myself even when I'm exhausted. As a matter of fact, last week, I was in the bed because the headaches and stuff was just killing me. And that's when the body says, okay, you know what? Today's the day.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay in the bed.
So now I'm turning it on you.
Absolutely.
What push you? What's your drive to working so hard that you feel I cannot take a break?
I helping. You try to be. I'm not gonna say selfish, but you try to focus on yourself first. But at the same time, you see people who are in need, and you know that you have the technical know-how to help execute and make this a lot easier for them. And when they come to you, sometimes it's hard for you to say no. And not only do you say no by helping, some of you take the lead, which makes it even harder because now you're taking the lead and you're carrying that weight. It's like you're carrying a cross. And that's where I'm at. I'm taking the weight of people on their own assignments, their own projects, and I'm carrying it. And then my own project stays in the back of the line all the time.
Well, and I'm go back since it's you're promoting the gospel concert.
Right.
That means it's faith based.
Yes.
And we can never serve from an empty cup. And God said from your overflow.
Right.
So I've learned I have to give from my overflow now. I cannot give from an empty cup.
Right.
Because then when I'm drained and I'm in the corner, no one gives me a call to say, hey, how you doing?
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares.
And it's sad.
And even if your event is gospel driven, it doesn't even matter. It is still part of entertainment. And just being in that space is a dog eat dog space. Period.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. No
Yep.
matter how gospel, how righteous it may
How
be.
righteous it is.
That's just the space.
It's just the space, and it's people, and they're gonna be like, oh, I should have thought of that idea.
And not only that,
Let me.
and the more professional you are, is the less support you're gonna get. Keep that in mind as well. Because if you're doing something just raunchy, hey man, let's just hang out. Everyone is on the bandwagon. But the meantime, you have structure and policies in place. People
They
don't want to be a part of that.
No, because they can't do whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
They cannot do whatever they want to do, and it's really sad, to be quite honest. It's really, really sad, and it's it speaks of. We have to have some really hard conversations. We really do.
Right.
We really do.
Like we talk, I've been considering expanding the studio, and I've already initiated the conversation, but I never followed up with the conversation until I walked in the building today, and it was like, hey, you ready to talk? And so they presented me with this great news, and I'm like, okay, now my mind is going crazy because now this is another task. Like, okay, can I not? But if I only have that system around, it is easy to execute because my mindset is already there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is good stuff once again.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, welcome. Of course, shout out to Joe Wheeler. She says, Ezzy not easy. He don't stop. God bless him.
You know what? Why stop?
It's hard to stop.
You know what?
It's hard.
God didn't never tell us to stop.
Yeah.
When we sleeping, we gonna sleep.
Sam said that, guys.
But that does not mean that you do not take
Yes.
self-care and making sure you're taking your, whether it be a low 15-minute nap. One of in our circle, the councilman for Lawrenceville, was just talking about those power naps and how important they are because we run and rip and run. So you have to take time for power naps. You have to take time to, get people around you that would say, hey, let's just go out for a little bit.
Right.
Nothing, let's just get out, get away.
I actually studied that, and it makes a big difference. I tried it a few times because I remember, coming from, waking up so early in the mornings, going to work, and then coming back from work and going straight to the studio because I'm always tweaking stuff. I gotta do this. I'm the engineer and the doing stuff and everything. So I'm not only on the microphone, but I'm doing stuff behind the scenes as well. And a few times I did go home and took me a 30-minute nap, and that felt so different.
My oldest son told me about that because kept seeing I'm just running and running. He's like, Mom, no, 15 minutes. He said, don't, more than 15 minutes. So I set my alarm for 15 minutes.
It's a
And
little
I,
tease though.
yes. And because you know, if you go over 15 minutes, you are in, you got about to go in that deep sleep. You're like, but that 15 minutes will do justice to your body.
It's like me saying to myself, okay, this week I'm gonna go to bed early for the week because this weekend I'm gone again consistently, and then you find yourself in the middle of a project and 10 o'clock in the night you sit in the middle somewhere or you're almost done, but the next to finish is another hour,
Yeah.
and you just can't stop. So now you go to bed late every day, and then the weekend comes and you don't sleep because you're out doing your business.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. It was Pastor Samantha Samuels.
15, yes, take care of yourself. You know, we have to take care of that spiritual being in our body. We really do.
Joe says here, a major problem in our industry is that people want to align in and want to be in the event, but few have the discipline to rock with the energy which is required to produce the event. Yes, and this is significant because everybody wants to be in the spotlight.
Everyone wants to be in the spotlight.
Everyone wants to be in the
Yeah.
spotlight. Don't understand. I don't understand why, if you're being successful, I don't know how long it took you to get to that point. Why do I feel I want to come in and be right there with you?
Yeah. And you know, it takes people with maturity and I think a sense of growth to want to put you in the forefront and said, no, you go. Um, it just takes people with maturity. Like, you know, like I said, I have a team. I'm not the one, I don't have to be at every negotiating table.
Right.
So I have, you know, she set up, you know, for the sponsorship and all of that stuff. And she's like, oh, I said, you do your stuff and then bring it back.
Absolutely.
I don't need to micromanage. I don't need to be in control of anything.
Right.
One of the things I read in a book, actually, I think when I did the John Maxwell study, and he said, if you have to be in control of everything, you're not growing. You're not growing.
Am I growing up?
You, you have to know your capacity.
But I mean,
But as much as you are, you can actually be bigger, but do you want to be bigger?
Right.
Or do you want to stay where you are?
Right.
So you have to know what capacity you want to go in.
Because I question
how far you want to go.
I question that a lot. Not in a negative way. To understand the fact that yes, if you want, people want to say as well is that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go further, you go with a team, right? And I put myself in that situation and be like, well,
you're just probably you multifaceted. So some people are like that. Some people are.
oh, so I guess it applies.
Yes.
If you can fit into multiple, if
yes.
you fill multiple shoes, it works for you. But if you can just do one thing, then that's where you're stuck.
It's on you.
Okay,
yeah.
I got it.
Because you know, my pastor talked about 3 levels. There is, you know, like kind of like when the master or whatever the work went out and he gave one talent, he gave 1 5, and he gave one, no, he gave, one, let me make sure I get it right. one talent,
He's
1 5, and now he's at church right now. we have worship and, 1 5, and each one of them, what they did with it, the one with the 1 talent just buried it. He's like, I'm going to just bury it. The one with the 5 multiply, the one with the 10 multiply. So it all depends on your capacity.
Okay. I'm gonna need to speak to your pastor.
Yeah. Oh, listen. You just need to tune in. That would be your, tune in. Listen, he's a man of faith. He speaks faith, and that's what he speaks on.
I believe.
Yes.
I'm a believer as well. Absolutely.
Yes, it's all about faith. Stretch your faith as far as you can go. So if you have the capacity, you may have that capacity, but it doesn't mean everyone else have that capacity. So everyone needs to know their capacity and their limits. For me, I know that I need a team. I like that team.
Right.
Effort. I like to, that's what I like. It may not be with you. Not that you don't like it, but it may be that you are multifaceted.
Absolutely.
So embrace it.
I think we might have a caller here. Let's see.
Oh.
Welcome to Ezzy Spotlight. Who is this?
Hello, good evening, Ezzy. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. Is it Joe?
It's Joe.
Hi, Joe. Hey.
Hi. Samantha, good evening to you.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Ezzy, always a pleasure. I just wanted to say thank you so much for this conversation. You have no idea, once again, how you have affected me and been right on point because I needed to hear these things from someone else. You guys are speaking straight facts about what goes into these events, how much weight you put on yourself, how important self-care and everything is. You're talking right now. It's just touching me phenomenally. Thank you, universe and God, for putting me here to hear this conversation. I just want to say thank you.
Oh my
Well, thank you so much, Jill. Because guess what? We didn't even plan
we,
this.
we did not we did not plan it.
We're just here for one thing, and then the conversation just shifted because we
Yes.
felt the energy.
Yes,
And
yes.
thank you for listening and tuning in.
Yes.
Well, I tuned in, on time then. I know, the evening, and I got off the call and said, let me check and see what Ezzy's doing. I was supposed to, the universe is always listening a favor. I'm telling you.
There you go, for real, for real. And I owe you a call as well, so you got me on that one too. All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's a blessing.
All right, thank you.
And that's it when you do
You
things
see what-
organic. When
Exactly.
it's authentic and you just allow it to flow.
You know what? Some people. But then at the same time, sometimes I tell people, even when I had a radio station, because we weren't streaming at the time, we were just audio, and I tell folks, you never know who is listening and who lives you're touching, because you can have a million people listening, and no one's really hearing you. Well, they're hearing you, but they're not listening, and then you have that one person who is paying close attention, and that's the life you touch. So even if you do one a day, that's the goal. Like, you want to just make sure
Yep.
you just never know.
You just never know. And I completed the John Maxwell training in March. I was in Florida for a week. And one of the things he said, you have get to the point where you're not trying to get the mass, but just that 1%. And even Bible tells you, I leave the 99 and I go after that 1%.
Yep.
And that 1% can multiply. So I'm very intentional that if I can only make an impact on one person,
Absolutely.
then we have made a difference.
Look, I mean, and and I can't wait to start writing my own book on my own personal experience, because I've done, like, I've done a lot of things in the community. I've done a lot of events, and I've always thought, well, I'm good, until there were other people watching me that I never paid attention to, and they watched me for years. And then even last year, for example, I DJed on some of the biggest stages in my life. I thought that some of the events I've done, that was it. Until I started getting the calls, and I'm like, hey, we've been watching you. We've been watching you. And I didn't have to do anything.
Yep.
So I was their one.
Yeah.
Because I worked with other people in the past. They've been doing this for a long time. And now I'm the one.
Yeah.
So again, the universe works in certain ways, man. We have to be appreciative. We have to stay ready. And we have to be just continue to support as much as we can. And I love what I do. It's not easy, but it is what it is, right?
And once you love it, if it's not taking anything away from you, that's you.
Yeah.
Embrace it
There you
and
go.
celebrate it. And, I think it was this guy on, I can't remember, some show. And he said, I believe in the 10. There are 3 people that's going to support you. There are 3 people that's kind of paying attention. And then there's 4 people that really just, they don't give
They're
a
whatever,
2
right?
cents.
Right.
Right? And so you just have to embrace those that support, invest in those that support, because they'll eventually multiply. And one of the things that I've learned is let them come. Like doing this event, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay, but it's all good, because build it to the capacity where people see it, and instead of me calling them, they're calling
There
me.
you go. That's the goal.
And that's the
That's the
ultimate goal. Yes.
That's the goal, because again, and you guys will hear more from me on that media panel discussion on June 9th here in Atlanta, of course, at CLTV. I will be there. I remembered, Sam, that everyone that I reached out to when I had the radio came with a hidden agenda, with the fact that I owed them something because I called them. But the ones who voluntarily showed up, they're the ones who did the work. So sometimes, like you said, you have to just sit back, wait, let that call come.
Yeah.
Because these are the ones that's here for it. These are the ones that's going to really be there for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they
And
see
that's
the
what's up.
vision, and then they will run with it. And you know, when you go into, I do leadership a lot, so I study a lot of leadership, and they tell you when you go into leadership, you really and truly, you got to. Bishop Jakes did a series called maybe 2 weeks ago. You got to vet people. You got to vet them in the season
Very much so.
because people are coming with everything.
Listen, they will throw you off track real fast.
You got to stand flat-footed, as they say.
There you go.
And you really have to know your stuff, and you have to pinpoint people, and you have to be willing to say, you know what, thank you that you offered, but I don't know if you and I could really work at this time. And it's no offense to anyone,
Nope.
but it's just that you may not be in alignment with where I'm going.
You have to see
And
it.
I don't need to fight to, it's a puzzle.
You can't have to twist the arms for someone to see a vision.
Nope.
It's supposed to be naturally aligned.
There you go.
That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And
if it's naturally aligned, once they make that contact, once that contact has been initiated, they're gonna do the steps taken necessary to show you that I see the vision.
yeah.
If I have to tell you everything that needs to be done, that's a problem.
Yep.
And I've been there.
And you're not taking the initiative. You're not saying, okay,
I've been there.
well, I saw this.
If I call you, Sam, and I say, hey, let's work, and you say, okay, Ezzy, I got you, and you ain't start showing me signs that you're ready to move, like, okay, I'll be like, okay, if I have to call you and say, well, we spoke about this, here's the details, even if it's in a surface conversation, but you have the vision, you have the ideas, the ideas alone should put you in a space where, okay, this is his vision, this is my vision, let me put the two together and make it a reality now.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, it's a problem.
It's a growth. I realize that it's a
Well, there's
growth.
growing
It's
pains.
a growing pain, and it's growth process. And
But if the pain is continuous,
then you really, if the pain is continuous, then you just have to just say, you know what, you may not be ready at
There
this
you go.
time.
There
And
you go.
I know that I do a lot of self-reflection on me.
Right.
And so I knew that there were certain opportunities that came, I was not ready for it. And so I had to say, and now I have to be honest, because a lot of times we don't want to be honest with ourselves and said, you know what,
Right.
I don't know if this is for me at this time. And so I've learned to be honest, to said, I don't know if I can even fit that in at this time.
Yep.
Yeah, and you just have to be honest.
And I've gotten to the point as well where I've told people, look, I'm capable, but I'm not able.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Samantha Samuels here live in the studio. We're talking about the McDonough International Gospel Fest that is scheduled to take place on Saturday, June 8th, from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Alexander Park West, and that address is 110 Jonesboro Road in McDonough. I will post that flyer on the Ezzy Spotlight page as well.
Thank you.
So you can see that. And of course, guys, that event is absolutely free. All right. So we all like free stuff.
Come on out with your lawn
You
chair.
can't get
Yes.
any more free than that.
It's just free. Come and listen to some really good music. You're gonna get a good entertainment. We have everything that's coming.
Absolutely.
We have a good lineup.
Absolutely. And once again, guys, make sure you follow Mrs. Samantha and I'm putting this on the screen right now, at Young Dreamers Int. That's meant for international. So that's youngdreamersint.org. There's a website, youngdreamersint.org, or you can actually follow her on Instagram at authenticme_consulting. That's authenticme_consulting for more details on the international festival, the McDonough International Festival, and of course more details as how you can help with the Young Dreamers movement.
Yes.
Which is another huge, incredible platform.
It's an undertake, but you know what? Much is given, much is required, and you just you take it on and you run with it, and you do what you're called to do.
Absolutely.
Because there's someone on the other side that's waiting for your obedience. Someone is waiting for your obedience. So
you're definitely doing it. I'm happy to share the information here live on Ezzy Spotlight. Once again, guys, don't forget, if you want to be a guest with yours truly here in the studio, or you know someone who might be interested in being a guest here with yours truly, make sure to log on to the website at ezzyspotlight.com. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And of course, follow me on all social medias at Ezzy Spotlight. And of course, guys, if you want to advertise, sponsor, or support, because guess what? We don't just have these conversations. We got bills to pay to.
A lot of it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not cheap, okay? I can't talk to you for free. So, with that being said, don't forget, join me here next week, same time on the Ezzy Spotlight podcast. And of course, guys, I will see you guys soon. All right? So, keep it locked to yours truly as well.